Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye up. Bye up. In a minuto style and direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and very much so appreciative, man. Thank you. I couldn't do it without you. So, what's going on with Milk? Leche 7-4, or can we say the 7-4? Is he still from there? I don't know if we can say that, right? But Leche has come back with a vengeance, right? I guess after his sit down with Adam, he has decided to voice his opinion on Raza issues, right? You know, on the Mexicans. And, you know, when I think about Milk, man, I think about that movie, The Jerk, with Steve Martin. Remember The Jerk? You know, oh, Lordy. I said, oh, Lordy. That's Milk right there. You know, Milk 7-4, man, he's the jerk. And he's, I'm going to take this with me. I'm going to take this too, right? He's definitely jerking, and he's doing the jerk, right? And what he's doing is he's involving himself in issues about the Raza, man, and basically stirring the pot and doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So let's get straight to it, right? Eyekon. Now, Eyekon has been around the music scene, the podcasting scene for a minute now, right? And, you know, he's heavily involved with the Fools community. And he does his thing. He does his homework, man. He puts out his little spills. I respect it. I've always respected Eyekon from a distance. Never had a conversation with that man. Never been in any type of correspondence with him. But I will say this. I respect his get down and what he does for the Raza community. And to get the bag, man, I ain't mad at him, right? So he was sitting down the other day on his podcast with a couple other individuals, and they were talking about the Juneteenth concert that just popped up, the Kendrick Lamar pop-up, the Kdot pop-up, right? That had several artists pull up, man, even the legendary Dr. Dre, right? And we all know about the rap beef, the battle that's been going on between Drake, Kendrick Lamar, all the rest of them cats, J. Cole, right? And, you know, being a proprietor of the West Coast, being a West Coast a staple here, I will say that the West Coast is one up. We did that, right? Kdot did that. He killed or macked on, you know, Drake from a distance. He did that. He won. He won that rap beef, right? And so he does a pop-up celebrating not only Juneteenth, which is a great holiday, man, when it comes to the brothers, right? We're gonna break that down. You know, Juneteenth is a holiday that was just established a few years back, and was established. You know, there's a lot of different people that believe a lot of different reasonings, and the understanding I have, man, it was to show, you know, basically the stopping of slavery in the state of Texas, man, and you know, I believe that anything that promotes positivity, you know, for a people, they fought hard for it. They struggled for it. They deserve it, right? Being a black and brown entrepreneur type person, right? And rolling like that, I could say anything that benefits the brothers definitely benefits the Raza, right? So at the end of the day, they do a pop-up concert, to each their own. It's all good, man. And, you know, Eyekon's having a conversation, and he basically says that he feels that the Raza wasn't represented in the Juneteenth concert, right? Why would they be? Is my question. Why? What do the Raza have to do with Juneteenth? You know, now, do the Raza support hip-hop music? Absolutely. Was there a lot of Raza in attendance at that concert? Absolutely, right? Do the Raza buy a lot of tickets to these concerts, promote the music? The Tupacs, the Nipsey Hussles, the YGs, you know what I mean? We can keep going on forever. Absolutely. Raza definitely has their hand in hip-hop. You know, if not being a rapper or a b-boy, they definitely, man, have been a consumer of the product, man. So you got to give the Raza that. You know, so him saying that the Raza wasn't represented, I could see the angle he's going with it, man. I thought maybe Eyekon figured, you know, that would arouse some feelings, and people would, you know, it would blow up, that conversation. But at the end of the day, all it did was open the door for a whole bunch of people like the jerk, Leche, right? To go in there and start talking his high power shit. Basically saying, you know what I mean, why? Why would the Raza be represented? And I say the exact same thing, but I say it differently. I say it with respect, right? Why would the Raza have anyone up there on the stage representing for the peoples when Juneteenth is not our holiday first and foremost, right? And also, you know, it takes a lot of achievements to get on a stage with someone like Kdot, Dr. Dre, these guys, man. Once the Raza has earned their position up there, then they're deserving of their position up there. But we're too busy fighting amongst each other and trying to figure it out. Then when you get, you know, then they can't get to that level. When they get to that level in the rap game, then they will be welcomed with open arms. But until then, you know, the Raza has to figure their shit out for their own, man. And that's always been a thing. You know, when it comes to the black and brown communications and how the get down is, it's very and vastly different in Southern California than it is Northern California. See, I come from a place where black and brown has been united, man. We've been rocking together. We've been functioning and fucking with each other. There has been melees and little discrepancies personally between hoods, and there has been black and brown tension at some points. But for the most part, up north, the Bay Area, the Central Valley, it's all love, man. You know, black and brown share the same neighborhoods, rock together, you know, break bread together. It's just the way it is. Whereas in Southern California, there's always been a lot of segregation amongst the black and brown community, a lot of distaste, hatred, funk, you know. Just now, recently, man, it's you know, there's less funk. And I know people are going to say, well, my hood got along with blacks. And cool, man, black and brown, there are hoods and waters that share the same, you know, types of ways of thinking, enemies and all that. And they do fuck with each other like that. But, you know, for the most part, there's always been that inside tension in prison between Southsiders and blacks. And it has spilled out onto the streets, man. And there's always been some type of funk there. LA Eyekon wasn't coming from a place of funk. He was coming from a place of why not us as well. And I respect that. That's someone who's truly in the Raza community pushing the envelope for the people. Now, the jerk, Milk, right, has decided in the last few days to be sticking his fucking big nose into Raza issues, right? And one of the issues he stuck his nose into was, of course, the lefty gunplay thing. He stuck into the band's lefty gunplay disc, which is cool. You know, I don't know how many times I've done videos where there's black men involved, and I've been told, man, hey, worry about your own people. Don't speak on black business. And I just shine those type of people on because those are the type of people that are not my people. They're not your people either. Those are the type of people that want to cause dissension and chaos and division and racism and prejudice, right? Those are the type of people that won't sit down and break bread, like Jesus said, man, with the fellow man, because they feel that they're better than or you're less than, right? Those are the type of people I don't function or fuck with whatsoever, period, just based on the fact that they got their screws fucked up, right? The type of people I break bread with are people that embrace the cultures of everyone, respect everyone. Everyone knows their boundaries, their lines in the sand. And at the end of the day, what happens in prison happens in prisons along those racial lines. What happens on the streets is a whole different story. But again, the inside does control the outside. So sometimes it leaks off and it gets ugly before it gets pretty, right? Just how it is. Now with Leche, come on, jerk, Steve Martin. This is a white guy. I don't care what you put on it, that was raised in a black community. So obviously, man, he's going to speak up for the brothers, man. He's going to ride wholeheartedly for the brothers, right, before he rides for what he truly is, and that's a white guy, you know? And ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You are a product of your environment. You know, his story, that's why I compare him to the jerk. He was raised, you know, at 7 years old, adopted by a black family, was involved in the 7-4 Hoover gang, was basically raised around the black influence, man, and I can't take that from him. But have you ever watched Milk 7-4? And I have no hatred towards Milk. I've interviewed him on my channel. He's a good dude, right? Solid. But I will say, from what I've seen of him, he doesn't seem like a white man that was raised with a black family. He seems like a white man that wanted to be raised with a black family. Like he tries hard to be something he's not, right? And Too Short said it best, man. Never be ashamed of who you are, Milk. Be proud. Stand up for what you are. You know, at the end of the day, we all bleed red, right? Or blue until it gets red. That's just it. Now, he had a lot to say and tried to stir the pot when it came to the LA Eyekon, his issue with the Juneteenth thing, right? And like I said, I don't think LA Eyekon was coming from a place of hatred. He was just like, why can't we be involved? And again, I broke it down for you. The reason is we have not earned our way as Raza onto that stage yet. We have not earned our place at that seat at that table. You know, and that's because of everything we got going on, north and south, and within our own barrios, and, you know, with our enemigas. And, you know, Mexicans are very prideful people. Latinos in general, man, are very prideful people. We are derived from warriors, just like blacks are derived and whites are derived from warriors. And we have a lot of pride, and there's always going to be a lot of tension within our people because everybody wants to be numero uno, primera, number one, right? So before we can achieve anything of that caliber, we need to go ahead and deal with our own issues as a gente. And only then will we be allowed or allow ourselves to go get a seat at that table, man. Because there's a hierarchy. There's an upper echelon when it comes to the rap game, just like any other thing, just like podcasting, social media. You know, there's those that got the million subscribers that are really doing it. And there's those like me that only got 100K, right? That are trying to do it. And I know where my seat's at. I'm not even close to the table yet, right? But I'm going to strive hard within myself to get there. And that's what people have to do. But you have people like Milk that will tear the raza down. And instead of saying, hey, you know, hey, this is what it was. It was a Juneteenth function, man. You guys, it's not a Mexican thing, man. But, hey, good look on the Mexican pride and the Mexican love. Because at the end of the day, let's talk hip-hop. And with hip-hop, man, there wouldn't be no hip-hop without Mexicans. There wouldn't be no LA without Mexicans. Who said that? Tupac, right? Hey, straight up. You know, the Mexicans are one of the biggest consumers of hip-hop. Okay? Bun B said it before, man. Out there in Texas, the Mexicans are always the ones that pop up to the concerts, buy the tickets, show up, man. So you have to have some type of love or some type of embracement and say, you know what? Hey, I recognize that. Now, for Milk to be going in on Eyekon and saying, you know, hey, man, you know, stay in your lane, basically. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Milk, stay in your lane. Wood, brother. Your lane is not being the superhero, the Captain Save-A-Ho for the black community, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of brothers that don't claim you, right? Your lane should be not objective, right? Your lane should be, look, bro, I understand what this guy was getting at and what he was saying. He wasn't doing it in a bad way. He was just having a simple conversation, and he felt like the Mexicans were misrepresented or underrepresented, right? At the end of the day, like I said, that was not our thing. That was not our pop-up. You know, we have to stick to our own before we can go embrace others. That's a fact. That's not racial. That's not prejudice. That's not none of that. That's just saying, man, we have to know our place when it comes to our own communities, right? And when the blacks have something special that pertains to Juneteenth, that pertains to their strife and their struggle, we need to respect that. Just like when we have Cinco de Mayo or Mexican Independence Day, you know, the brothers need to understand that that's our thing too, right? You can celebrate together. There's a clashing of the cultures and a mixing of the cultures. That's a beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, to each their own. Everyone has their own things, right? And that's just how it should be, until it isn't. Now with Milk, he's been going lately in on Mexican issues, and I've been tripping. You know, ever since he sat down with Adam, he bowed down, he gave Adam a reach around, he went to no jumper, and he decided that for whatever reason, man, he was going to bow down to the massa, right? He was going to go in there and chill with Adam 16. He's been different. He's been taking up, going against the Raza. I don't know if Adam basically told him what time it is. Hey, bro, we don't fuck with Mexicans. We going to go in on them, and this is what it is. He's doing that. And his first thing was with Lefty Gunplay. When Lefty Gunplay sat down and said, hey, that he didn't want his daughter to date black men, oh my God, Milk's braids done fell out of his head. Or was it that fucked up barber he went to? Either way, I know him and Swifty Blue share the same barber. See, there's black and brown unity there. Or white that thinks he's black and brown unity, right? But Milk definitely sat down and went in on Lefty about that. When at the same time, Brick Baby doubled back and said, hey, he wouldn't want his kids with no Mexicans either. That he's just, people are just trying to savor their bloodline, keep it pure, not because they think they're better than, because man, you want your family to look like you, right? Come on, Milk, there ain't a damn chromosome in your body that doesn't want to be black. You are mad at what you are, bro, but don't be mad at what you are. Be glad at what you are, right? You're a brother, man. You're a brother no matter what anyone tells you. You're just a white brother, and that's it. But he went in on Lefty about that, and everybody had their own thing, what they were saying about that, you know? Me, myself, I understood where Lefty was coming from. Do I agree? Not me, man. Whatever makes my kids happy, whoever they bring home, as long as they're good to her, as long as they're good to my daughters, then I'm gonna be good to them. If they're not, then I'm gonna be real fatal to them. And that's just it. And it doesn't matter what color you are. Again, if I had my choice in a picture perfect reality, of course I want to stay brown and proud. Of course I want a Latino to walk through my door, a good, hard working Mexican, and I can say, all right, My daughter made me proud. But if she walks through with a light-skinned or a dark-skinned brother, man, as long as he's hard-working, he ain't lazy, and he ain't out there in the game like that, we can do the same things, man. It's all good. Do you like fishing? No, I don't really like it. Well, you're going to have to like it around this motherfucking house, right? So I was scared. That's just the way it is. It doesn't matter to me, the colors. I don't have no color lines because at the end of the day, hey, I smacked about 2 black tortas back last weekend, and I'm going to tell you right now, that shit was dangerous, and it was great. So I can't sit there and be with black chicks, white chicks, brown chicks, and then at the end of the day say, oh, I don't want my daughter with this. No, that's not me. But Lefty wasn't wrong in his ways of thinking. That's to each their own. But Milk went off. Try to make him look racial, try to make him look like a racist, try to make him look like he was prejudiced and all kinds of shit, man. When at the end of the day, Milk, hey, you're a white guy with a black woman. You know, you feel how you feel and it's good, bro. But you can't dictate how other people feel, man. You can go in on it and speak your piece on it. You're entitled and have every right to doing that. But, you know, at the end of the day, it means this. And that's it. Just like my shit means to those that don't like it. Now, then he transferred into talking about Lefty and bans. And again, man, it's the hottest news out there. Everybody was speaking on it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, him putting his little 2 cents in, his little 74 cents in. He did that. But at the end of the day, Milk, let me get at you. I was kicking it last weekend, right? I was kicking it last weekend with a homie from A-Tray Gangsters from LA. Now, I know A-Trays and Hoovers traditionally don't get along. Shout out to the homeboy, though, Snoop from A-Tray Hoover. He was a real one in YA. But I know the Hoovers and the A-Tray Gangsters, man, don't get along. But anyway, so I'm chilling with the homeboy from A-Tray, a real one, certified, up out of LA, right? We happen to run into each other at the club, hit the after party together, man. And us being YA babies, we started reminiscing. He told me he knew Dubs from Fossil. All kinds of shit, man. He watched the channel. It's all good in the hood. We were chilling, right? And your name came up, Milk. How and why, I don't remember, man. I was drunk and some black chick was giving me a mamon. And I think that's why I thought about you. But I was like, hey, you know that cat Milk? You watch him? And he was like, oh, him? He's like, I know him personally, bro. I said, is he from 7-4 Hoover? He said, yeah, he is, bro. So he stamped your shit, Milk. I said, that's right. I said, I interviewed that cat before, man. He seems pretty cool. He said, yeah, bro. He said, he just trying too hard. He wants to be, you know, what he isn't. And he trying too hard, right? And I said, yeah, man, lately he's been going in on the Mexicans and shit, you know, basically like stirring the pot. He says, yeah, you know, it's them type of individuals right there, man, that are mixed up from the gate. And they try to continue to mix shit up just because they're mixed up. This was his words. Now I'm just putting it out there. And I said, yeah, it is what it is. I said, but I like him, man. I like the cat. You know, he reminds me of the Jerk, you know, oh, Lordy. And we started laughing, right? You know, you're telling me I'm going to stay this color forever? Yes, you are, Milk. You are going to stay that color forever. And your barber's going to stay fucked up forever because that shit was toe back. Anyways, you know, with LA Eyekon, let's take it back to him, man. He was just merely having a conversation. Again, man, I respect the fact that he's fighting the good fight for the Raza and that he was all about uplifting the people. Gotta respect it, right? Milk, stop stirring the pot, buddy. Let that shit go. You've changed, man, ever since you went and sat down with Massa Adam, right? You changed, bro. You know that motherfucker pulled out the bullwhip on you, man, and got to fucking letting you know exactly what it is. We already know how Adam feels about the black and brown community. He might not say it. He might not show it all the time. But those that know really know, right? And at the end of the day, man, you went and sat down with everything that you proclaim not to be. So ever since then, you've been at the Mexicans, man. You better stay in your lane, bro, before you get ran over by a lowrider. And I'm just being real. And you can make your video, talk shit about me. I'm a dropout, man. You're not active, and this, and that. I ain't got to be active to put fingertips on you. Stop it, bro. Stop it. You know, let that go. Let's let that go right now. I got no problems or issues with you. You don't need that in your life whatsoever, right? Believe me, bro. I'm telling you, coming from... You just don't need them problems, them issues, right? But in real life, you know, to say that Mexicans, and coming from LA Eyekon's perspective, to say that Mexicans were underrepresented, they weren't represented at all, bro, because they haven't worked their way onto that stage yet, bro. And that's just being real. That's being unbiased and keeping it pura, you know, 10-5 a key. What we need as people is to come together and figure our own shit out, and then, quite possibly, man, we can start doing things like that or have our own thing going on, you know? There ain't no one holding us back but ourselves, you know? And I understand where Milk's coming from, trying to voice that. but he just does it in a derogatory style, in a way that, you know, causes division. I got love for the black people. I got love for the brown people, man. You can't be biased and pick one side over the other, you know? You could claim to be something you want to be and defend your gente to the fullest, but how the fuck are you going to go defend the black people when you're not even black, bro? Stop it. You know, defend what's right and what's wrong. Don't defend what you think should be. Think what it is. That's just it. With that being said, man, that's how I feel. Now, as far as Milk going in on LA Eyekon, you don't need that smoke, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't need that. LA Eyekon will put his LA hat on you, pull you close, and then push you back. That's just it. Just look at him. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, man, don't believe the jerk. Because, whoa, Lordy. I said, whoa, Lord. I'm about to say, you mean I'm always going to stay this color? Yes, Milt. Pobrecito, you are. You are. Bro, it doesn't mean we won't watch you and we won't send our respects. But, brother, you're always going to be that color. And that's just what it is. Man, don't be mad at it. Be glad at it. You know? Hey, go supersonic like JJ Fad at it. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly, truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people, man. Shout out to LA Eyekon. I know we have a difference in opinions and a lot of things, man, but I still respect the get down. Milk, I respect you. I like you. I only clown you because I like you, bro. Believe me, don't take it to heart, man. And don't say, well, I want to fight Gunner, because you'll lose. For reals.